We've got 3 more questions, 9 minutes. Bruce in Portland, you're up.
Shelley, love your energy. You know, it's interesting. About 19 years ago, I took a Soulbbatical, but I didn't really know that it was that at the time until hearing you now, going through a divorce and just trying to do a lot of the things that you did. Now, my question is, the timing of your book is interesting. Right before the pandemic, I'm wondering, how did the pandemic reinforce your decision to remake yourself?
So, really good question. And I'll talk about what it was like to publish. So this book came out by design right before almost on 2 weeks before my 50th birthday. And that was by design. I said to Simon & Schuster wanted it to go faster. And I said, no, I actually want to make a point that you can reinvent yourself midlife. You can be figuring this shit out in midlife. And I want to make a big deal that I was turning 50. So anyway, then 8 weeks later, the world shut down and all of my dreams of like book tours and events and whatever came crashing down. And what it took me a few months to realize, maybe more than a few months, I'm probably giving myself too much credit, more than a few months to realize is my book was in the world exactly when the world needed it, because a lot of the world, not all of the world, but a lot of people were kind of on Soulbbatical and asking themselves these really difficult questions about what really matters to me, because that's at the heart of my work, is what matters most to me. And do I want to kind of create a life, not kind of, do I want to fully create a life that is in alignment with that? And so it took a while. I mean, I'm just a believer. I used to have these grand visions of like New York Times bestseller and whatever. My book has absolutely been recognized by Forbes, and I feel really honored where it has been recognized. But I know in my heart of hearts, when I say impact, that my book finds its people exactly when they need it, period. And I've gotten really comfortable. So if my book sells, 50,000 copies or 5 million copies one day, I'll just know that it found its people when they needed it most. So that's one thing. The other part of your question is, I had already made the decision that I wasn't going back to corporate. By the time the pandemic hit, I was fully in kind of solopreneur mode. I'm always in that mode. And I had a lot of awareness and learnings around what I really loved and what I didn't. So coaching was a great example where I was like, wait a second, I don't want to set up a full-time coaching business. And so as the pandemic started to, as we started to come out on the other side of that, getting out on more stages, teaching, I happened to meet Chip Conley during the pandemic, and I went and spent 6 weeks at the Baja campus because they weren't doing programming. They were basically doing what they called sabbatical sessions. And I went down there. And so obviously that then was something that I continued to do. So it really changed the nature of my work, but it didn't alter the decision that I was going to keep going forward and just commit myself and my life to this mission of rewriting the script of success.